What's going on, Broncos country? Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. Heading into the 2025 season, a recent article that I came across listed two Broncos as potential sleeper picks heading into 2025. Now, before we break down who those players are, our June subs record currently sits right here. 525 is the record. So all we would need to do is hit 526 to beat it. So hit that subscribe button. It's free for all year long Broncos coverage. Now, like I said, coming up, the two sleeper picks in 2025 that could see increased roles for the Denver Broncos. Interestingly enough, both of these players, I feel like, had productive moments in 2025. One of the players had the best season of his entire career, but I don't want to get to him quite just yet. I want to start with the first sleeper pick that this article listed, which was Dandre Tilman, who came from the USFL and quickly found his role on the Denver Broncos as a rotational piece, a rotational linebacker who got after the quarterback pretty frequently when he was in the game. Here's what Vance Joseph, Broncos defensive coordinator, had to say about Dandre Tilman this offseason. He basically said that he knew that Dondrea was a big guy who could run, that freaky athleticism that you're kind of looking for as a fourth outside linebacker, a rotational piece for the Broncos heading into 2025. But then he went on to say that when you have young guys in the league who can rush the passer and can't finish, it seemingly becomes one of those like eye roll moments. But Tillman is a finisher, which I'll touch on here in just a little bit. But Sean Payton also echoed the sentiments said by Joseph and said he's certainly been a big plus. Kind of a diamond in the rough, if you will. He's given us that physicality. He works his tail off. And when you can get a player like that, maybe you weren't counting on, it's a really, really good sign. Now, sleeper seems like the perfect word because when you bring in a player from a different league, especially somewhere like the USFL, things can be a little hit or miss because the talent level is such at a disparity. Like the NFL is here. Every other league is way down here. But every so often, you'll find a player that has that high motor, that ability to just get on the field and perform. And that's what Tillman provided. I mean, last year, he played in 12 games, and while these numbers don't exactly stand out to you, I feel like you look at this and you say, for what he was able to do when he was on the field, this was really, really impressive. And I look at him as somebody that could end up becoming a piece that we definitely rely on, considering all of the injuries that the current Broncos linebacker room has in question. Drew Sanders, Alex Singleton, Dre Greenlaw, all three of those players, major injury red flags. Now, what does it look like from a number standpoint? Some deep dive in the analytics, if you will. Well, Tillman totaled only 242 snaps last year for the Broncos and 12 quarterback pressures. So that includes sacks and knockdowns, which leads to just under 5%, which I'm not going to lie to you, isn't, outstanding. It's not terrible because if you look at, the pressure rate between the number 15 through number 19 in the NFL, by the way, JFM and Nick Benito both make this list in the top 20, you'd want to be as close to 10% as possible. But for a player that wasn't viewed as a starting caliber player to get onto the field and be able to give you the production that he did was an incredible find. And Sean Payton also went on in the article and was quoted as saying he absolutely will find a increased role in 2025. We just have to find the right packages for him. So this isn't going to be a player that only gets 50 to 60 snaps. No. You're going to be looking at, my opinion, 300 plus snaps for Tillman heading into 2025. So do you want to see him end up getting more snaps? It's a simple yes or no question. Let me know right now. Yes or no in the comment section down below. I'm penciling in my yes, and it is an emphatic yes. A hell yes, if you will. Our second one, and I hate saying this, because, why is he on this list? He can't be a sleeper if he was unbelievable last year's Brandon Jones. Now, starting caliber safety. You listed him as a increased role, but last year his role was tremendous. In fact, he had the best season of his entire NFL career. So he got some really high praise, and I will agree with this statement. PFF labeled him as the most underrated player on the Broncos. I have no doubt in my mind that that is a true statement right there. But to call him a sleeper pick, it's not exactly the word that I would use. Now, PFF does go on to talk about what 2024 was for Brandon Jones, and here's what they specifically had to say. 2024 was a massive season for Jones, who signed a 3-year free agent contract despite not having played more than 644 defensive snaps in a year with dealing with several injuries. Jones not only proved the Broncos right in signing him, but also exceeded expectations by finishing as one of the 5 highest graded safeties overall. And just to kind of echo what I had said previously, you cannot be a sleeper pick if you were rated inside the top 10 by PFF. So I don't know that I'd call him a sleeper, so to speak. Now, could you say that he is a resurging player? Could you say that he is a comeback player? Could you say that he's the most underrated player? I think all of those are more than adequate to talk about. But the truth is that with his ability last year, and Mr. Producer Dylan, if you want to throw up his list for stat coming up here in just a little bit, that'd be greatly appreciated as well. PFF safety rankings at 6, 7, 8, and 9, where Brandon Jones falls heading into the 2025 season, I think it's kind of a slap in the face to call him a sleeper pick. Because sleepers to me, and you can disagree with this if you want, sleepers to me are guys that, like Tillman, didn't have a huge role that could end up having an explosion season. Someone that you had no idea was going to produce the way he did. And it was a shock to everybody, but a pleasant shock. And do these numbers scream sleeper to you? These are Pro Bowl numbers. 115 tackles, 10 pass breakups, 3 INTs. A PFF grade of 86.7, which is one of the highest in the league. It was top 5 for them. So please tell me, where is the sleeper? Now, Brandon Jones, God bless him, kind of was asked about this type of stuff, and he took a different approach. He talked about his progression of the game and his game overall. And he said, I want to grow in every aspect. I don't think you can ever be too good at one thing. I was glad I was able to show that I can be more versatile, especially being labeled early on in my career as just one thing. I'm just excited to continue to do what I can do and be a great teammate and leader for the defense. That's a great answer. And he was labeled as a box safety when he played in Miami. And for those of you who don't know what a box safety is, a box safety is simply this. Somebody that is known for his physicality and his aggressiveness, climbing up in the box and stopping the run. But I saw last year, and I think all of us can agree that in coverage, he was outstanding. In fact, his coverage grade from PFF was a 90 overall. So he showed his ability to be a dual threat safety, someone that can still climb the box, but someone who can just as easily flip his hips, drop back in coverage, and purvey the center of the field, almost like a center fielder does in baseball. Keep everything in front of you. Identify plays as you see them. Communicate with the cornerbacks and the defense and the linebackers. You've got all of it in front of you. And Brandon Jones showed last year that not only is he a leader of this team, but the best years of his career are only in front of him. So, are these the ultimate safety blankets? Just try to have a little fun with that one. Talanoa Hufanga and Brandon Jones. Do you think this duo is one of the best in the NFL? And if you agree, like the video for me. Just helps us put more stuff on your timeline and shows that you agree with that assessment. That's going to do it for us on today's episode. Remember to like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and as always, be cool.